Welcome to the Fantasy Football Hub YouTube channel. Today I'm joined by FPL Salah to preview Game Week 14. Before that, Abdul, want to have a quick look back at Game Week 13 where you played your free hit and it went remarkably well. But yeah, this is sort of the crunch time now. We're into December. So many game weeks coming thick and fast. Even like turning around this video in time for the deadline, which is Tuesday at 6 p.m, is quite challenging because then we have another deadline, of course, on Saturday. But yeah, this is the fun part of the season, where it goes a bit crazy. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, good. I mean, it's a good start. 71 points on the free hit. I remember saying to you last week, I would take a 10 point swing in my favour for the free hit, but I ended up something like about 31 points I counted, like from my old team to this team. So
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
that's how much. Because I probably would have saved my transfer last week, and I would have got 31 points less. And on top of that, it's not only that; it's the people. Like it's about a 25 point swing, 25 point swing to the people who didn't play the free hit either,
Yeah.
on average. So yeah, a great start. I couldn't have asked for a much better free hit, to be honest. So hopefully I can kick on from here.
I mean, we had Bakar on the earlier video this game week, and he got 81 points, which
Yeah,
is just like
unbelievable.
ridiculous. But the fact, yeah, getting 71, like we got pretty much the same. We had actually the same team. I had Collins instead of Vandenberg. That was it. So pretty much got the same score.
Yeah.
Like that.
I was really annoyed about Collins with like 26 DEFCON,
That was insane.
and Van der Berg got like six. So I was like, what a greedy basket. Like I was so annoyed because it just like if Collins had got like 12 or something, I'd be okay, fair enough. But the fact he got so many and then Van der Berg was like only like six, I was like, so it's only, I guess it's only 2 points, but it was still annoying.
Is that like what's the most that someone's got at DEF CONs this season? Is that it? Because that
That's a good
seems like it's just a
question.
ridiculous.
I remember Van Dijk hit over 20 one week,
Yeah,
but I don't know who's got the most in a single game week, but that'll be up there for sure.
got to be up there. All right, let's have a look at
Yeah.
your team for Game Week 14 because there are quite a lot of issues, really. To be fair,
Yeah.
like
No,
this is why it's good to
unfortunately.
have you on because like there'll be other people, other managers watching this in a similar position where you've only got one free transfer, you've not got
Yeah.
any money in the bank, you've got three flags,
Yeah.
Senesi banned for this week after
Yeah.
accruing 5 yellow cards, Sarr injured and possibly out for a while, and then Pope also flagged.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are your thoughts on your team overall?
Yeah, so it's not looking great, and I'll probably be playing quite a suboptimal team this week, I think, because I'm not going to take a hit like a few weeks before we get five free transfers. I very much doubt it. So like, instead of Senesi, I'll probably just play Anderson, right, who's got Man City at home. Look, not a great fixture, but if he can possibly get 4 points there, if City only score one, possibly even three if they score two. So
Yeah,
high chance of DEFCON in that game. Now with Pope, I'm just going to leave him there because we don't have a firm diagnosis on him. I'll play him at home to Spurs, and if he doesn't play, then Dubravka will come in, who've got Crystal Palace at home, which obviously is not a great fixture, but it's not the worst fixture in the world. It is a home game. He might make some save points. But Sarr, I think, has to go because Glasner, from what Glasner said anyway, he said that he's going to be out a few games, might not see him, before he goes to AFCON. And to be honest, because as you mentioned, I've got zero in the bank, so I'm a bit stuck on what to do, right? So my transfer this week will probably be Sarr to Anderson.
okay,
Um, he's been a really solid option, to be honest. He's got the most DEFCON amongst all midfielders. He's hit it 7 times, the threshold this season. He's hit at least ten DEFCONs every single game. Like he's very good for obviously DEFCON, and he can chip in with a few, like a goal, and an assist here and there. And I'm pretty sure he's on penalties now too. When Wood's still injured, so there's a chance he's on penalties as well. And the thing with
did you take the
Fasara,
last one? Yeah, okay.
yeah, he did take the last one. And I'm sure Morgan Gibbs White was on the pitch then as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I know it was late in the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe, I mean, I'll need to double check that, but obviously there is I mean, he is up there in the penalty taking rankings, right? But kind of mainly he is cheap, and at 6.5 million, which is what I've got to spend, there's not really much, any places I can go. Like even like the likes of Ndi, he's 6.6, like Enzo 6.7. Even Bruno Guimaraes 6.6. So I'm like I'm like what point one, point two off some really good options.
Right, I see.
I could have got Barnes, but I do think he's going to be a bit of a rotation risk during this kind of festive period, so I don't really want to go there. I just think Anderson, he's a safe option. He's one of those who like kind of tick along with points, and he does give me money in the bank
Yeah.
to spend in Game Week 15, which I've got a transfer plan for that as well. So yeah, Anderson looks like the transfer this week, so it's quite a boring one.
I had the price set to 6.7 million, like in terms of potential replacements, and I was
Yeah,
thinking Anderson is quite safe. I mean, I still think Anderson's a good option, like compared
yeah,
to these other um, midfielders that are the same price or just like a tiny bit lower than Saar. But like Soboslai's there as well, who's slightly ahead in predicted points. But yeah, it's the selling price that's the real
yeah.
killer. And as soon as you
It's
drop that down, it's like Anderson is the best option. And it's Barnes is next. Well, Weaver's next, but I mean Barnes is there. But I mean, I wouldn't go for Barnes. I just think I just
Yeah,
don't. The minutes
he's
aren't
going to
there for
be.
me.
I think he will get rotated at least one game,
Yeah,
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 the next two as well. So yeah, but like I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate that transfer. I mean, it's not something I typically do, but I'm just kind of in a position where
yeah.
I've got to use a transfer this week, and we're getting if I had like a better bench option than Rodon, then possibly could have saved. But yeah, I think it's fine to use it this week.
Let's have a look at your recommendation. Wow. Would you believe it? The exact transfer that you are
Oh,
going to
nice.
make. Yeah. It's to
Nice.
be expected, I suppose, because he is he's got the highest predicted points. I also think
Yeah,
what's great about him is that through December, you would expect him to play every game. And I think that's really
I think
important.
so.
And if he can just sort of be like a ticker in terms of consistently get a within a range of 3 to 8 points, when there are that many games coming thick and fast throughout December, that's
Mhm.
sort of what you want a lot of the time because you don't really like it's quite hard to chase upside through December when there's rotation and yeah, like very short turnarounds and
Yeah.
injuries that throw you off and you don't have loads of free transfers to use on upside players. I know we're getting the 5 free transfers, but anyway, yeah, I like him a lot. I do.
Yeah.
I hadn't really thought about him as an option, but you're not the first person to mention him. And if he's on penalties as well, that's potentially huge. And yeah, Fantasy Football Hub's AI is agreeing with you, which is nice for you to see. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Um,
I've not. I don't think I've made any transfers that match the AI this season. So I think this will be the first one. I think.
wow, there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been close before, but I think you've always been slightly. Yeah, I just want to do
Yeah, there's been a
something.
few where there's been like two or three transfers, and like one or two have been the same, but not all
Yeah,
of them. But yeah, so it's a first. So yeah, it just goes to show it's improving.
yeah. I mean, again, like so a lot of the time when I look at it, I think, man, I could do that, but I like my options slightly more. So,
Yeah.
and no one at Fantasy Football Hub is saying you must follow the AI recommended transfers every week. Now, you can do that if you like, especially if you are busy throughout Christmas, and it will put you in good stead. Or you can do what someone like Abdul or me is going to do, who probably has a bit more time to focus on FPL, and that is like use it as a tool rather than a rule. I suppose that is like the most cringest like rhyme ever, but whatever. What is that? I don't
Sounds
know if
good,
that's a
mate.
thing or
Sounds
not.
good.
Yeah, there we go. I've just coined something magical there.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like you're going to be doing the AI recommended transfer. If you would like to see your own guys, as always, link down below. You can see it top of the screen. Get your AI recommended transfer. Sign up to Fantasy Football Hub. This is like probably the time of the season where I rely on this the most when I don't have the time. I mean, like the deadline is Tuesday, 6 o'clock. I don't have loads of time to be making loads of plans, game week to game week. And I work in fantasy football, so I can only imagine what you guys watching are thinking in terms of these quick turnarounds. Let's go back to talking about this week. I want to talk to you about captaincy.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? You have, I think, three very good options in Saka, Bruno, and Haaland. Haaland is
Yeah.
predicted to score the most points, as he pretty much always is. Where's your head at with captaincy?
So right now I've got it on Bruno.
Okay.
I just think that fixture is really great, and he's just proving like to be such a reliable option. I mean, I do think Haaland is a good option this week. I know I went against him again with when they were playing Newcastle a few game weeks ago, but that's a much tougher fixture than this one. The thing with Fulham, I do find it quite hard to quantify how hard that fixture is.
Yeah.
Like. I can I wouldn't be surprised if Fulham keep a clean sheet there, but I wouldn't be surprised if City scored three or four as well. So it's just one of those where, I mean, it's a potential banana skin fixture. But at the moment, I just think with Bruno kind of just guaranteed to play 90, and we saw against Palace just his route to points, right? Like he got two assists, both of them from set pieces. I know the second one is a bit like, he just tapped the ball and Mount hit it in, but he's taken all set pieces, and the fixture doesn't get much better because West Ham, they're in the bottom two for goals conceded and sorry, bottom three for goals conceded and bottom two for expected goals conceded. So
Yeah.
it's one of the best fixtures of the season, and just think again, it's another good week to go against Haaland, and it has worked out in the past. It would have worked out, obviously. I don't know if people went against him against Leeds, but it just shows like he's human. These things happen. City scored three goals. You got nothing. So, and I do think because of the blanks in the last 2 weeks, he will be a lot less
Yeah.
captain this week as well. So it's not as scary as it would have been if he was like banging in goals, in the last two. So yeah, currently it's on Bruno. But honestly, it could be either of Saka and Haaland come the deadline.
What do you think? Because a lot of managers, well, I mean, I don't have Bruno, but I have Saka and Haaland. How would you rank those two?
Yeah, I still put Saka ahead, I think, just because
Really?
of the fixture. Yeah, but Brentford at home.
Yeah.
Um, and like I wouldn't be kind of put off by. I mean, he got an assist last game week, but I know Saka's not been like getting double digit hauls, but he's very capable of one. And Arsenal will, I think, score a few goals. They'll probably be. I've not had a look at Rob T's projections yet, but I'm guessing they'll be top two for projected goals this week as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll probably be ahead of City.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, I'd say it's a lot closer between Saka and Haaland than it is Bruno and Haaland. So
Really?
yeah, I mean, yeah. I think all three of them are very viable, good options this week. I mean, there's an argument to be made for all three of them.
When you look at predicted points, and Bruno is at 5.9 here on Fantasy Football Hub, and Haaland
Yeah.
is at 7.7, does
Mm.
that put you off your decision at all, or does it make you question it a little bit, or are you just thinking like, well, recently Bruno's like been looking really sharp again. Man United have definitely improved a lot, and
Yeah,
West Ham are still like bad.
yeah, it's that, but it's also I think although these models are great, I think they always need to be contextualized, and I think they maybe are a bit, I guess, slower at picking up things than humans. Like, like they won't take into account form. Like they'll probably take maybe Haaland about three or four blanks for it to, lower his expected points. Whereas, we might see something, that the eye tool doesn't, or we like to think that we do. I mean, it's kind of the fun of playing the game, isn't it? Like, looking
Yeah,
at different options and, seeing if you can possibly beat the AI, or, you beat your mini league rivals, etc., by doing something different. But I just think it's possibly a bit slow to pick up on form. And that's something where I guess humans can capitalize on. So yeah, I mean, I'm a bit surprised it's at 7 point. Was it 7.2? Did you say?
7.7 for Haaland, like super high.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it's just like that's not even that high. That's actually one of his. That's pretty much his lowest predicted points over the next 7 weeks. Like any home fixture, even Chelsea at home is at 8 in game week 20. Sunderland at home is at 9.2. West Ham 9.5 in 17.
yeah, I
So
mean,
he's at 9.5 West Ham at home, whereas Bruno's at 5.9 West Ham at home.
I think it's because obviously with the goal involvement, right? It must still be at near 60% or above 55 at least.
Yeah.
So I guess it's still kind of because obviously the AI tool takes that into consideration as well. So yeah, I'm surprised it's that high, but I would have expected Bruno to be a lot closer, to be quite frank.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm going to put you on the spot to ask you. We're into December now, of course. This is the sort of period where I normally don't do as well because I probably get a little bit too like non-boring, and the players that I pick aren't as consistent throughout December for minutes. which is something that I know about myself is yeah, something that I definitely should improve on. And I know like throughout the Christmas period, it's really important to pick consistent players that you know are going to do well week in, week out, or at least are going to play the vast majority of minutes in games. So with that in mind, I suppose, or maybe not, whatever. Can you just run through goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and forwards, and just pick out one player that you think either you have or you don't have that is a very consistent buy, like this week or in next couple of weeks to do
Yeah.
well throughout December?
Honestly, in goals, I'd probably have to say Raya. I mean,
Yeah,
just looking at Arsenal's fixtures over the next five, six being the best defense. If you're looking at, you know, I know there's a lot of debate about him being like a 2 point or a 6 point player, but I mean, if he's getting clean sheets, and I think with the fixtures coming up, they've got a good chance. I'd say Rhea is pretty consistent. I mean, I would have had Pope there if he was fit because Newcastle have got good fixtures coming up, but he's not. So, yeah, I'd say Rhea in goal. Um, Defender, honestly, like I'd probably have to say. I mean, if Gabriel was fit, he'd be there, right? But I
that's the
think,
thing. It's very you could definitely just chuck another Arsenal defender in here.
yeah,
Even
but
someone like Timber probably would be
yeah, I was
relatively
gonna say
consistent,
that,
but
but I was gonna say Timber, but because I've already picked Raya, right? I mean,
yeah,
Timber is there as well, but
yeah,
I'll go with Van Dijk. I mean, because look at, I mean, Liverpool's fixtures coming up.
wow,
They're just fantastic. They've got Sunderland at home. They've got they're the second favourites to keep a clean sheet this week. Leeds, Brighton, Spurs, and then Wolves and Leeds at home again.
yeah,
So I mean, over that kind of, and that takes you up until the 4th of January.
right, yeah, perfect,
And surely, I mean, Liverpool have been poor, but look, they kept a clean sheet against West Ham.
yeah,
I don't think many were expecting that. And surely they keep a few clean sheets in that time. I say maybe three clean sheets, right, in that period. And he'll get DEFCON as well, for sure, in a few of those games. So, and he's like ultra nailed, right? There's no way
yeah,
he's
of
gonna get
course.
he's gonna get benched.
No, I like that pick a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So is it players that I don't have?
No, players that you have as well. I'm looking at your team. I mean, Bruno
For mid,
Fernandes is a great pick. Minte
I
as
was
well. I quite like him.
I was gonna say that. I mean, Bruno Fernandes would be like top of the list because he's
Okay.
just gonna start every game. I'd have Saka there as well. I think
Yeah.
if you're looking at bringing players in this week, right, Bruno and Saka would be like if you don't have them in midfield, like they would be the premium players I'd be looking at. Minty, as you mentioned, like among the I guess the budget midfielders, he'd be top of the list. I mean, again, look at Brighton's fixtures coming up. They've got Villa at home, West Ham home, Liverpool away, which okay, it's not a great fixture, but
It's not
I
bad.
mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all, and you'd expect Brighton to score in that game. Brighton are a good team,
Yeah.
and then Sunderland home. Then Arsenal, after Arsenal, they've got West Ham and Burnley. I
Yeah.
mean, there's like four amazing fixtures during that run. He plays 90 minutes. Well, not 90, but he plays like he starts every game and plays close to 90 minutes every game. So Minte would be right up there. And for forwards, I think Haaland's still the main guy, but everyone's got Haaland, right? But I think Thiago's got to be the next transfer in. I mean,
Do you think he's that good? Because he's got. I don't
yeah,
think you can transfer him in this week.
yeah, no,
Arsenal away, but then after that,
not this week. So my plan originally was to save this week and bring in Thiago in game week 15 when they play Spurs. Because even against Spurs, I think because Mateta has Fulham away that week, so I think the fixtures are quite equal. But just want to kind of jump on, or even game week 15 and when Brentford play Leeds, right? Just one of those two game weeks is the week to bring in Thiago, and I think it's not only like the price is still amazing, even though he's at 6.7, 6.6 now.
yeah.
Still a fantastic price. Brentford's like, amazing fixtures coming up after the Arsenal game. I mean, Spurs is I guess a bit of a tricky one, but I don't think that's that too tough a fixture. And look, he's nailed. He's on penalties. I mean, I know he's scored about three penalties this season, but he really doesn't need penalties, right? He can score like it's not like he's only scoring penalties. He's scoring
Yeah.
a lot of outfield goals, and like Brentford just seem to keep winning penalties like game after game.
Well, I
So
think they play to win penalties. To be fair, if you look at some of their players, like Dango, like that's sort of what. Sometimes like winning a penalty is the best way of creating a big chance, and it's like it's such a big chance.
yeah, I
Like they've
think you
got
said that
very
last
tricky
week as well.
wingers. Yeah,
I think you
they
said that
do
last week,
that.
and they are definitely playing towards that. And it's no coincidence that Dango is the one winning them all.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he's won all of them, or at least like I think they've had six. At least he's won like maybe at least four of them.
Yeah.
So there is something they're doing. So I wouldn't be surprised to see. I mean, they're not going to get penalties at the same ratio, but I can see them getting more penalties like from now until the end of the season than most teams.
Didn't we have this with United? A couple of, we know when Bruno's, I think he got like 8 penalties or something in a season. Not maybe not as many as there was a season where Man United got so many penalties, and it was like week in week out they were getting a penalty.
Yeah,
We were like wondering if this was consistent or not, but then actually like it did feel as if their wingers were getting the ball and purposely driving at fullbacks or centre backs,
yeah,
and then actually like looking for penalties rather than their teammates at times to sort of
yeah.
yeah exactly win
I
pens.
mean, look, if you're a manager or a coach, it's you probably are gonna like practice that like how to get win penalties or
100%.
because they're
Yeah.
practicing set pieces, long throws. I mean, penalties is part of the game as well. So yeah, I mean they probably are.
That's one thing. I mean, this is a bit of a tangent, but I've always thought this about football: is that a manager would never admit to coaching how to dive. But
Yeah,
if I was a manager, I would 100% get a diving specialist in and say and then coach my players how to dive in the most
yeah,
effective way possible. Because why not? It's part of the dark arts. I
it is.
know, and it's not like it's frowned upon. And over the course of my lifetime watching Premier League football, there's been a lot of discussion about diving and the yellow cards and the post match bans and that sort
Yeah,
of stuff. But like there is a skill to going down and winning a penalty, and it's obviously such a big advantage if you're good at that. Like there are players that are really good at winning penalties. There are players that are bad
yeah.
at them.
I mean, I think it's one of those things where it won't get talked about, but everyone knows
Exactly.
it. Everyone knows it.
You can't talk
Penalties are
about it
big.
because it's
Yeah,
cheating.
yeah.
But
Technically, yeah,
winning fouls is not cheating, in my opinion. It's just part of the game.
yeah.
There we
I
go.
mean,
Yeah, bit of a strange end to this video, but why not? Thanks for that. Four key players, I think. Yeah, as a Thiago owner, I like the fact that even though on paper Arsenal away is a very tough fixture, but then Tottenham away, I was thinking, well, is it time to actually sell him? But the fact is that a lot of engaged elite managers are thinking no, that he can probably do well in most fixtures now.
I think so.
And
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair to you, I will say, like you at the start of the season, even before the season started, you had picked him out as exactly what you want from an FPL forward, like
Yeah.
nailed and on penalties, and yeah, I mean he did well for you.
He did, yeah, he did. But then I got rid of him for Haaland. Um,
Well, yeah,
so I was at one of those where like it was either keep him or kind of hold off Haaland for a few weeks. So it did actually work out when I got rid of him. But yeah, I did wish I'd bring him back. I bought him back sooner. So he will be a transfer in the next few weeks. But just one thing on Thiago, though, you just reminded me that he did actually come off. I think he came
oh
off
yeah, he
injured at the
did.
end of the game.
Yeah,
He was getting treatment. He got subbed off, and then the manager Keith Andrews was asked about him, and I think he just said it was precautionary or something like that. He wasn't
okay.
too. It was quite vague. So that is one to watch out for. So I mean, it's a good week to just hold back anyway because it's Arsenal away. So I guess we'll find out if he starts.
Just one last question, just on rotation this week. This is normally the week, or like these midweek games in December is normally where we do see a lot of rotation.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can plan for that, or do you just need to make sure you have a relatively solid bench? I'm just thinking for my team, there are maybe more aggressive moves I could make, but
Mhm.
getting rid of Senesi, who I know is not going to play this week, is that sort of like the sort of moves that you need to be doing?
Yeah, you've got to, and I think the planning should have came before like this period of picking those kind of 90-minute players, like Bruno, Semenyo, Minte, all these types of guys. But yeah, I mean, like it's all about. I mean, there's no kind of room I think for luxury transfers during this period. It's like
Okay,
get rid of your weakest link, and if you've got a player suspended or injured, then they're the ones that have got to go first.
fair enough. Good advice. Thank you very much, mate. As
Thank
always.
you.
We will see you again this week in just a couple of days'
Yeah.
time for Gameweek 15. Obviously, a really tight turnaround. I'm not sure when this video is going to be going live, but 6 p.m. on Tuesday is the deadline, so really not too much time at all. Again, if you haven't yet signed up to Fantasy Football Hub, sign up to Fantasy Football Hub. It's like the best tool you can use throughout this tricky period to help you with your team. Thank you, mate. Good luck this week. Good luck to all of you guys as well. And we will catch you next game week.